What's up, everybody? We got our Powerplex episode of Invincible Season 3, and it wasn't exactly what I hoped it would be compared to the comics here in the show, but let's get into it. We met Powerplex right out the gate this week, and honestly, I couldn't even hear Aaron Paul at first voicing the character, and I wish it stayed that way. But then around the parking garage scene, I started hearing good old Jesse Pinkman in there, which the parking garage and a lot of the stuff in between these fights for Powerplex are not actually from the books. Then, and I'm not 100% sure about this one, but I'm pretty sure this Oliver versus Elephant fight was new to the lore too, but correct me if I'm wrong on that one, I'm not totally sure. Either way, it's pretty much just used to get us to this conversation about their father again, as Oliver reveals he does in fact remember his childhood on Thraxa. After that, we get to where Powerplex's story begins in the books, in his home with his wife and his kid. Now, I gotta be honest, having Aaron Paul definitely added a layer to his suffering in scenes like these where it's just him and his wife, but it also made it so that every other time he's expressing his hate for Invincible, and even here a little bit, the only thing popping up in my head are the endless Jesse Pinkman memes. Anyway, I talked about a certain moment from the books last week that isn't going to be here between Mark and Amber's new boyfriend, and that's 100% the case now. At least I feel pretty confident about that, as Mark meets her new boyfriend while they're bowling. Let me know what you think about this change, because I had my thoughts last week and I had a thought this week about the why behind the change, but I want to know which storyline you guys prefer now that we met him in the show. But moving on, because this is the Powerplex episode after all, we got the Shapesmith versus Powerplex fight, and this was changed once again. In the books, it's Shapesmith, Monster Girl, Robot, Rex, and Bulletproof that first fight the grief-ridden brother, which, outside of Powerplex's finishing move, in the show's fight, the fight really could have used the extra help of those extra heroes to spice it up. Then, and I think this is why we just saw Shapesmith versus Powerplex one-on-one, Kirkman added another section to this story where we go to Chicago for the memorial. That section ultimately was added to give Eve a fight against Powerplex, but this fight was also showing you the villain becoming what he hates, so I guess I get the change here. Going back to the displaced Guardians I just mentioned though, the ones who should have been there with Shapesmith in the fight, they're like a coin right now. Rudy's finally cracked the code on stopping Monster Girl's de-aging from using her powers, but at the same time, Ray tells Rex she's leaving the team and he just can't leave with her, which, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. Those of you who haven't read the books will get where I was going with that very soon. The episode closed with Mark finally showing up to fight Powerplex once he takes his family as fake hostages. This was a fight that stayed true to the books for the most part, as Powerplex takes his wife and his kid out in a fit of rage, which he'll of course blame Invincible for that down the road, and oh, he's got quite a few to blame now. Hello, Angstrom. That was a great way to end the episode, and I hate to say it, but I think Aaron Paul's Powerplex kind of ruined the episode and that storyline for me. It's a damn shame because I love his work outside of this show, and I love this Powerplex story from the books, but it's just the two didn't mix for me here in the show with the changes and the casting, and that dragged the episode down big time. And so that's going to do it for my breakdown of episode 6 from Invincible season 3. Sadly, it's another week of looking ahead at the great stuff to come, and it is great. Hopefully they don't ruin it. And it felt like, to me, like Kirkman really dropped the ball with the comic to show changes this week. But drop your thoughts on episode 306 down in the comments below, smash the like button, and make sure you have a great day.